we are now having lunch at Mickey D's, and basically we're heading towards the Superstition Mountains, which is where the lost Dutchman gold mine is supposed to be located.
Follow TJ as he investigates and locates artifacts in a city that has a history dating back to the early 1800s. A city that has seen fierce battles, rich oil tycoons, and the birth of our nation's space program. With a metropolitan population of over 6 million people, there is only one urban treasure hunter.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain.
Alright folks, here we are at the Superstition Mountain Museum. We're going to go there to learn more about the Superstition Mountain. I've already studied the wildlife there and the trails and everything, but there's always something at the museum that is there that we didn't know.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
If you find it, look for rose quartz. Gold has a really strong tendency, it's not always the case, but a very strong tendency that veins of gold will run through rose quartz.
Now, does anyone here know what rose quartz looks like?
Yeah.
Let me think. The doctor of geology? Doc?
I might know, yeah.
After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
We're going to get one and take it home with us.
Or he's gonna take us home with him.
You know what, it's not worth dying for, believe me. Now fun to find a dead guy under a tree, looking at his car 500 yards away.
Really?
Because he couldn't make it that far. Are not dressed for it. They go in there in tennis shoes and flip-flops, shorts, t-shirt, and a baseball cap, and an army canteen with water. And they go in there, and it's 110 degrees in the shade.
Wow.
And they think they're going to make it back out. They don't make it back out.
Life underground and the perfect disguise above. Under the cities lies a heart made of brown, but the humans will give no love.
Never hike by yourself, not the superstitions, never. You always go in with somebody else.
Of the rain in the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't.
It takes you twice as much water to get out as it is to get in. It is so treacherous, the ground itself. Remember, that's volcanic. And it was thousands of years of uplifts, okay, all over the place. And it's incredibly rough right there.
Wow.
After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red.
Okay, what about snakes?
Oh yeah. Lots of rattlesnakes. You want to find rattlesnakes?
Great.
That's your place to go.
Story it told of a
Most
river.
of the time you get bitten by a scorpion or a tarantula or a snake or something because you're putting your hands where they don't belong.
Okay.
Okay? If you're on flat ground and there's no more vegetation than there is on this glass counter, you're safe. You're safe. But as soon as you get off that trail, as soon as you get off that path, as soon as you get over in the brush, okay? Or if you're climbing, you reach up above and you get a hold of that ledge to pull yourself up, bingo, and you're just asking for it. 5 o'clock this evening, the rattlesnakes are going to start coming out. You do not want to fool with those. Okay. Tarantulas, scorpions, all the bugs are out. And they all come, you know, and at night, the desert is a dangerous place. Now, the chances of somebody coming along and doing something to you is slim to none. That probably is not going to happen.
The snakes will protect us. There's no one to go in there.
Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love.
Now, what kind of rattlesnakes do you have there? Do you have
These are diamondback rattlesnakes.
They're mostly diamondback? Do you have
Almost exclusively. There is a Mojave rattlesnake. What you want to do is you want to pray to whatever God that you pray to, that you run across. If you're going to run across one,
toxic, right?
Of the rattlesnakes. Not the most toxic snake in the world, but they're extremely toxic. Okay, so you don't want to, a friend of mine almost died from
What about the tiger? Do you have the tiger rattlesnake there?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Primarily you're going to see we call them coontails.
Okay.
Because they've got a black and white tail like a raccoon.
That would be Western diamondback.
Western diamondback.
Mm-hmm.
The hitch is the Mojave looks almost exactly like it.
Yeah, it's easy to confuse though. Now, do you have like the ridge-nosed rattlesnake?
No, not down here.
The speckled, or the twin-spotted?
You will see bull snakes. Now, a good-sized, long, 4-foot bull snake is marked almost exactly like a diamondback rattlesnake.
Just to scare you.
You're going to see
But they won't have the diamond head.
No, and their tails go down to a little bit nothing.
Yeah.
They don't have the black and white.
Rattles.
Yeah, and they are not toxic, but they hurt if they bite you. They do not feel good, and you can get infected by the bite, but you won't die from the bite probably.
After warning us about the dangers of the Superstition Mountains, Jim Swanson calmed our spirits with his remarkable flute skills.
Yes, all of that is there. Matter of fact, we should go over and make sure I have everything in this for you. I didn't double charge you to make sure everything. Thank you very much.
While asking Jim more questions about the hunters who have gone before us into the mountains, I was suddenly blown away when my eye caught a section of treasure hunting books that are extremely hard to find.
What are you looking for?
Oh man, there's books I've been looking for that you just have right on your shelf right there.
That's the problem with what you read. There are 3 kinds of books over there on the shelf. One of them is some folks will just love to tell stories, and it doesn't make any difference if it has any factual information behind it or not.
Sure.
The other kind of book is a combination of the two. It's kind of historical fiction. And then there's my stuff, which is everything is documented or I don't do it. You know, all retired history and English teachers are that way. So, but this is Weaver's Needle. There were more mining claims filed around. For some reason, that was the idea that they got, is that Jacob Waltz's mine was somewhere around the base of the Needle. So there were gunfights and everything else. Guys got killed around there. I got shot at twice around the bottom of the Needle.
Wow.
In the 60s. Oh, yeah.
That's cool. No, I'm glad you're alive. But
Yeah,
it's
me
still
too.
Cool. After the interview, I quickly bought Jim Swanson's book, Superstition Mountain, A Ride Through Time, and Jim autographed it for me. Then I loaded up on the hard-to-find treasure books that the shop had so many of. How many books have you written? 4. And where can we get your book? Where can my viewers get you? It's www.superstitionmountainmuseum.org. And that's where you can buy his books. And this guy is the true authority on Superstition Mountain.
They are good friends of mine. We've been friends for 30 years or more. And they have their stories to tell too. And they swear up and down there is a gold mine somewhere deep in the Superstitions. I am not here to tell you that there isn't. I'm here to tell you that I think somebody would have probably found it by now. But that doesn't make it so.
Now, if they did, would they tell anyone that they found it?
Now, see, they're really in a bind. because they'd have to bring in equipment to get that out of there. And as soon as you bring in equipment, the Forest Service is going to nab you. Then you're faced with a humongous fine because it's against federal law to do that.
How much is the fine?
I don't know. I've been told it was $20,000, but I'm not sure that of that.
And that's just chump change to someone who finds a giant vein of gold.
Treasure net for them?
Yeah. As Jim captured the attention of every customer in the museum shop by playing his double flute, treasure hunter Phil Reinhardt got my attention, letting me know that he watches the Urban Treasure Hunter and recognized us. He pulled Camera Girl and myself to the back room where the Peralta stones were displayed and gave us a remarkable translation of this treasure map.
That's what an ace is.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. You
Camera Girl,
think?
you're coming with us in the Superstitions?
I don't
Stay
know.
there about 3 nights.
We'll see.
Alright. Now this guy, he's convinced by this guy.
He's
Convinced.
probably right.
That's my job, easy.